Namaste, everybody. Welcome to Yogini Yoga. I'm Megan Campbell, and I'll be guiding you through this practice today. And this practice is about 20 minutes, and it's daily renewal. And one of the things that we can forget as women is that our bodies are made up of the same stuff as nature. So in nature, there are times of rest and renewal and periods of growth. And we've got to start listening and embodying some of these natural rhythms and cycles and really start taking care of ourselves. This is a great sequence to do if you've had a really long day, a really stressful week, and allow yourself to bring your hormones back in balance and to draw inward a little bit to rest adrenals as well as calm the brain. So we're going to get started coming to sit on our knees. And if that's not comfortable, then you want to put a block or books or something in between your heels that you can sit on. And I think I said knees, but we're sitting on our heels. Or again, a prop so that your knees feel okay here. We're going to bring our hands together in front of the heart. And when you're ready, just softly close the eyes and start to lengthen and deepen your breath. And breathing in and out through the nose, just feeling the flow of breath. And right away, feel that drawing inward as you just let any sounds around you be part of your experience. And make that intimate connection to your breath. Really letting it guide you through this next 20 minutes or so. And we'll softly open the eyes and taking the feet out from underneath you, off to the side, come into a nice, comfortable seated position. Your legs crossed, your Sukhasana, easy pose. And again, if your knees are higher than your hips, you want to sit on that prop to help you alleviate any pain or pressure in the hips and knees. You're going to bring your left hand out to your side. Inhale your right arm up to the sky. So I'll be mirroring you. And as you exhale, you're going to tip over and just find a stretch from your hips to your fingertips and slightly draw your shoulder blade in towards your chest like you're giving yourself a little hug. And softly spin the chest open to the sky and just breathe a couple of really long deep breaths into those right intercostal muscles. And then inhale, float that right arm back up. And as you exhale, bring it down to your side. And we'll do the other side. Inhaling, left arm reaches to the sky, and exhale, we tip over. There's enough space in your body, or feel your elbows start to bend. And really deepening from the hips, so that hand is just gently pressing your left sits bone down, so you can feel the stretch all through the intercostals. And really, if these muscles are tight, they start to feel like armor around the heart and the lungs. Can cause us to take shorter breaths and the body to react in a stressed out way, even though we might not be. And so inhale your left arm back up, and as you exhale, float it down to the side. You're going to take your feet out in front of you, continuing to sit on that block, soles of the feet together, and create this nice big diamond shape of negative space between your legs. So not so much about bringing the heels in right now. We want to work into creating space in the low back. So you do want to be able to sit up. So the first thing that you can do is bring your hands behind you with your elbows softly bent and just broaden through the collarbones as you lift the chest. And this will open through the shoulders as well. And if there's space in your body today, it doesn't have to happen, but you walk your hands towards your hips and leading with your heart as always, because we're yoginis. And starting to slowly come down. You can rest your head, highly recommended if your forehead doesn't meet your feet, onto a pillow or a block. This is really soothing and pacifying for the nervous system when we bring our head lower than the heart. Now we want to do kidney breath. So imagine that you're breathing
right down into your low back or your kidneys. Just flushing them with some nice healing energy breath. And on an inhale, start to slowly roll back up to seated. And then take your right leg out to the side and draw the heel of your left foot to your groin. So the foot is kind of pointing to your right foot, but the heel is matched up. And we're going to come down through the center first. So again, just finding your way up onto the sits bones, broadening through the collarbone. Inhaling fully and resting here if you'd like today, if you're already feeling a nice deep stretch in the inner groin muscles, or coming forward to fold between your legs. And one of the things that I like to do in this pose is come down to my elbows. If you can do it with your sits bones still on the earth, palms together, and bring the thumbs to that space just between my third eye. And then close the eyes and start to breathe deeply into the center of knowing and intuition, knowledge and wisdom. And keeping your body really low, moving slowly, start to walk over towards your right leg. And again, if your elbows are on the ground, I recommend what I like to do is bend the elbow, place my head in my hand, and then sweep the arm up and over the body for that stretch. Then I just let it dangle down, so a bit deeper into the side body. If your hand or your elbow isn't on the ground, you can bring it to the leg wherever it's going to reach and go up and over. But no working for that top hand. Let it dangle. It's kind of like there's honey dripping off your top hand. Then slowly rising back up to seated. And we'll switch sides. So drawing your right foot in and taking your left leg out to the side. And we come through the center first, so finding the way onto the sits bones, lengthening and opening through the chest. Sometimes, especially when we're feeling really stressed out, we start to collapse here and kind of withdraw from the world because it's overwhelming. So we want to open back up and have that energy and breath flowing through the upper body, the heart, the upper lungs again. And if it works for you today, thumbs to the third eye. You can make a little prayer or dedication or use your exhales to release some of that intense energy or stress from your body. And then letting that go. Stay low if you've come down and start to roll over to your left leg. Place the head in the hand. Reach up and over. Again, this isn't about trying hard. Just keep it simple. Keep it relaxed. If any of it feels too stressful, just back out a little bit. Really great practice to do right before you go to bed. A lot of attention on the inner leg line that helps us fall asleep. We're working with the natural patterning, the natural circadian rhythm. And we'll bring the legs back together for a moment. And you're going to take your hands together in front of you, turn your palms to face out, and then inhale to sweep the arms up. And just gently, without sticking out your floating ribs or your lower ribs, opening the shoulders. So draw the shoulder blades down, pressing the baby fingers back. Feel the length in the sits bones, pressing down the crown of the head up. So there's lots of space in your low back. And then as you exhale,
Float your hands down and find your way softly onto your back. Once you're there, bringing your knees into your chest, draw them wide. So the right knee opens towards the right shoulder, left knee towards the left shoulder. These pants don't really like to stay up. So we don't want any Janet Jackson moments. So drawing the knees down. And deep breaths right into the pelvic bowl. So you inhale down, energy of the breath. And exhale up into the heart space. So one of the things that often happens when we're getting really busy or we have a lot going on in our lives is that we forget to take care of ourselves. So just 20 minutes is all it really takes to come back into our bodies, start renewing and rejuvenating some of the systems that might be overworked. So once you bring your feet down on the ground, you're going to lift your hips. And again, it's not hard. So just come into a really gentle bridge pose. This is nice and relaxing for the heart, also opening for thyroid and parathyroid glands. You can walk your shoulder blades a little closer together if that feels right for you, pressing your tail to the back of the knees. So you're not in your low back here. There's lots of space for kidneys and adrenals. I like to turn my palms up in that gesture of receiving. And right now I'm about 50% of my maximum. That's it. And then we'll slowly lower the hips down. Draw your right knee into your chest. And then your left knee again. Hug them in for a moment just to relieve the low back, keeping the back of your neck nice and long. And then press your feet up to the sky. What I like to do for a little support, especially if you're on your moon cycle, you don't want to be working your abdominals here. So I just like to bring my hands underneath in a triangle as a support system and just let some of the blood rush from the feet down to the pelvis for mini Viparita Karani or legs up the wall without that support. If you're really comfortable and you know shoulder stand, you can feel free to come into it now for the last few breaths. Again, only if you've done it before though. If you don't know what it is, or you've never tried it, now is not the best time. And if you've gone into full shoulder stand, start to bring your hips back down slowly to the ground. And if you have any lower abdominal injuries or issues, you're on your moon cycle, you want to bend your knees for this, just slide your hands out of the way a little bit and start to slowly lower, keeping your low back pressed down, your feet to the ground. And then separate them wide, turn your palms to face the sky, and softly close your eyes. So the most effective and potent pose we can do is Shavasana for healing and rejuvenation, to restore all the energy of the body. So while you're laying here, I'm just going to guide you through a really gentle body relaxation. And then after that's done, I encourage you to stay for another few minutes, as long as you can, to really get the full benefits of the pose and this practice. So with your eyes closed, allow them to soften into the sockets. Relax your jaw and your tongue. Feel your feet flop open, your heels heavy on the floor. Your fingertips naturally curling in, the elbow joints relaxed. Feel a soft wave of relaxation sweep over your body from the tips of your fingers to the tips of your toes. Every breath getting heavier, melting further into the ground as all the tension and strain of your day and your week start to melt away. Relax your throat, letting go of anything left unsaid. Forgiving yourself if you've said too much. Let any thoughts pass through your mind like clouds in the sky. Come back to letting everything around you just be part of the experience. Not taking you away from this embodied state of peace and tranquility. And allow that peace and tranquility to be who you are. In this very moment and into the next. Namaste.